Hey everyone, it's Angela Allen. Welcome back to Handmade Homestead and Garden. Well, this video, really it's for everybody, but it's really geared to retirees and seniors who are looking to stay within their retirement budget and be able to eat really well without skimping on their meals. So in this video, I'm going to give you my 3 master meal ideas. All 3 of them are flexible, delicious recipe ideas built around refrigerator cleanout and the use of simple pantry staples. Frugal, budget-friendly meals that will help promote your financial health, your physical health, and a waste-free living lifestyle. So let's go. If you've been here any length of time, I know you've heard me say this before, but the best way to save money on food is to not waste the food that you've bought with the money that you saved. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today and talk about the 3 ways that you can most use anything, any leftovers, bits and bobs and ends and pieces and last bites. Pretty much anything can be used in one of 3 ways, really creatively. It's a way to eat food that's different every time you do it. Doesn't take a lot of cooking time or skills, and you get really delicious results every single time. So let's get that going, and I think you'll be surprised. A lot of you are going to nod, but a lot of you are going to go, yeah, those should be my mainstays. So let's get into that. They say variety is the spice of life, and I do think that that's true. Having different kinds of food, different kinds of vegetables, different kinds of protein, mixing them up different ways, different sauces, different carbs, those things all make your meals satisfying. And really, what's the point of growing your own food and putting food away in your pantry or your freezer, or dehydrating or freeze drying it, or wherever you preserve it, if you don't actually enjoy the food that you eat? So rule number 1 is always make sure that the food that you preserve, the food that you put away, the food that you freeze, and the food that you cook is food that you like. That said, it's not completely necessary to be in love with everything that you cook or everything that you eat. It's okay if you like it, even if you don't absolutely love it. Sometimes eating what's healthy for you is really important, even if it's not your favorite food, but you certainly don't have to eat food that you don't like. And most food, even if it's a flavor that you're not particularly fond of, can be used if you cook it in a way that is tasty to you. So one of my kids isn't really big on tomatoes, but man, he'll eat anything with tomato sauce or pizza sauce on it, almost anything. So one of the ways that I get tomatoes that I've grown in the garden into him is through pizza sauce or ketchup or barbecue sauce, because he's not going to eat a sliced tomato on a salad. Doesn't mean I can't still offer that food to him. There are 3 kinds of master meals that I would say are the absolute framework for financial freedom in the kitchen. 3 ways that you can put almost anything together and make something delicious out of it. You don't have to have any kind of specific base or any kind of specific plan. You just have to know what you like and put things together that seem appealing to you. With pizza, I want you to know that you don't have to have anything specific. You don't even really have to have crust. You can use bread, you can use a tortilla, you can use a little bit of sourdough discard that you've fried up in a pan to make a quick pizza crust. Or you can do your pizza toppings on top of noodles or potatoes or salad. But always think pizza when you've got some dough around or the ability to make some dough, just because it's super easy. You don't need cheese to have pizza, and you don't need sauce to have pizza. You really just need some kind of edible vessel, whatever that happens to be, however you choose to make it, and the toppings of your choice. In the pizza you see me making, I did do sourdough bread and some mozzarella cheese. I used homemade tomato sauce, and now I am just shredding whatever I can find in the refrigerator that looks like a good topping. So spinach, pickled vegetables, cowboy candy, candied jalapeno peppers, regular peppers, slices of pepperoni, diced up mushrooms, a little bit of hot sauce, anything that sounded appealing to me. And you'll notice I'm making a little pizza on the side there that's just a pepperoni pizza, because again, my guy who won't eat sliced tomatoes won't eat a lot of different vegetables. So I'm just making him a separate pepperoni pizza because, that's what moms do. This idea is certainly fitting for any family of any size. But for retirees, you're usually just feeding a couple of people. And it's often times that you're going to find you have food in the refrigerator left over from previous meals, sometimes a couple of days worth, or if you do any kind of entertaining, you always end up with extra food in your refrigerator for a few days. So all of these master meal ideas, these 3 great ideas, are fitting for any time you have leftovers, anytime you have things in your pantry that need to be used up, anytime you're tired of eating the same turkey sandwich for a few days in a row and you're looking for something different. Just remember, you can make a pizza with it, but I have a couple of other ideas in mind too. Talk about getting all of your food groups in one meal. Pizza really does enable you to do that. And this was absolutely free. I didn't have to go spend $30 or $40 buying pizzas from the local pizza shop. It was delicious. We ate half for dinner, and the other half of this big pizza, Plank and I ate for lunch the next day. It reheated beautifully, and it did clean a lot of stuff out of my fridge that would have gone bad had it had to wait any longer. When I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, casseroles were a really, really common thing. Even when you went to other people's houses to play cards or for gatherings or get-togethers, the bring your own dish was something that was on everybody's responsibility list. And weeknight casseroles for families filled everybody up with healthy food that met all their requirements, plenty of protein, plenty of carbs and vegetables in a delicious sauce. It was hot, it was really filling, and it was very economical. And guess what? They are still very economical today. And just like pizza, a casserole provides a warm, comforting meal that's endlessly flexible. All you need are 3 basics. Some kind of vegetable, 1 or more, it doesn't matter, whatever your preference is. Some kind of leftover protein and some kind of carbohydrate. In this case, I'm using leftover bread crumbs from my perpetual bag of bread cubes that lives in my freezer. Anytime I have leftover sourdough bread, I cube it, I put it in my dehydrator, and then I throw it in the freezer, so I have an endless supply of croutons, bread for breadcrumbs or breading, or for quick batches of stuffing. Gonna throw a little thyme on top and put this in the oven, and it will be ready for supper later that night. Another good way to use up what's in your refrigerator in a casserole style is just to make a simple quiche. And you can do that with just eggs and milk, or you can do it with eggs and milk and a little bit of your sourdough starter to give it a little more body. Again, warm and comforting and absolutely frugal. Well, everyone knows how forgiving a big batch of soup is. Now, in my household, I always have bone broth in the refrigerator because I don't throw anything away, frankly. This is the bones from the turkey that I had cooked that I used in the previous recipe. I let it go overnight in my Instant Pot. I don't think I could live my life without an Instant Pot in it. It's so helpful. And I want you to know, just as a pro tip for broth, bone broth is a wonderful, healthy thing, but on its own, it doesn't have a ton of flavor. What gives broth really good flavor is meat. So if you're making broth, whether it's chicken or turkey or duck or fish or beef or pork, and you're using bones to make that bone broth, don't forget to add meat as well, because it will bring your broth to a whole nother level of deliciousness, and you will not be sorry. Soup is something that you can make from almost nothing. As long as you have broth, any vegetables that you think will go together well are perfect. You can add onions, you can add garlic. Those are not things that I add. I do add green onions to food, but I don't use bulb onions. But you can add garlic, you can add anything. And in this case, I actually am using some leftover ham that was defrosted in my refrigerator and some leftover cabbage. I have this little half a cabbage that needed to be used because I have more cabbages, whole cabbages, that I need to use in my refrigerator as well. And then every other vegetable I could find, carrots, potatoes, celery, all went into this soup pot. A little bit of thyme because it went well with that smoky flavor. And I think I even threw a little bit of turkey in this soup as well. And it was so good. My intention was to put some in the freezer, but it never made it that far. We ate it all. And you know there's nothing quite as warm and comforting, especially in the winter, as soup. These 3 master meal ideas, together with the staples you already have on hand, can be the absolute cornerstone of a financially sound kitchen. Let me know if you give this a try. Thank you for joining me today while we talked about the 3 real food groups: pizza, casseroles, and soup. The best way to save money, to live a frugal food life without wasting your money, your retirement money, your food budget that we all keep so close to the vest these days with prices the way they are. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us so much with the algorithm. And as always, we grow because you help us grow with your subscribes, likes, comments, and shares. And we are so grateful for you. If you're looking for another video, here's another one you might enjoy. And I will see you next time. Take care.